Why would Donald Trump and Elon Musk stage this though? That's what I don't get. That's what I don't get. So there's drama theory, right? So they're saying that it's a distraction from bigger issues. For Trump and Musk, the feud redirects attention away from Trump's legal battles and policy criticisms, Musk controversies with Tesla, X, Neuralink, and federal investigations, the release of the Epstein files or other damaging stories. It's classic misdirection. Keep the public arguing about ego clashes instead of probing deeper. What are they trying to get our attention away from? Maybe he said Trump is in the... Yeah, because you can't defame somebody, right? Like, you're going to get your ass sued saying that Trump's name is in the Epstein files and he's hiding something from the Epstein files. Can there be a defamation lawsuit? Number one. Number two, maybe they do want Epstein's files to be... But then people aren't going to... How would y'all feel if they came out and said, gotcha? I'd lose trust with these guys. No, wouldn't you? Not that I trust them, but there's people that swear by everything they say, right? To boost engagement and algorithms. Both men thrive on attention. It's true. You know, I was listening to Joe Rogan say, take Elon's phone away. And then today he deleted a bunch of those tweets. And Elon definitely must be getting lit at night, drinking, drugs, whatever it may be. Because it's giving Kanye vibes, which is scary being that I invest in Tesla. And then today... not that it's supposed to not be related. Supposedly this guy was gonna, it's all personal reason, nothing to do with the business. The business is thriving, but they're supposed to say that, right? But the chief of technology at Tesla stepped down. He stepped away. He's the guy that was creating the robots and the AI. He was leading those divisions. Is this the attention they're trying to take away? Is the stock gonna plummet even more now? It's not really making a lot of sense to me. I'm trying to figure it out, though. Trump benefits from energizing his base on Truth Social, fundraising, and staying in the headlines without spending campaign money. He's really good at that. He's really, really good with that. And I forget the lady's name. She's the one that lost her job for saying some wild shit. Megan or something like that. Megan something. She has a clip where she says that Trump told her he does stuff like this on purpose. They feed the algorithmic beast more tweets, more headlines, more outrage, more views. The third thing that it could be is political strategy and narrative control. So Trump's motive is to distance himself from Musk to appeal to voters skeptical of billionaires or big tech, frame Musk as a globalist or corporate elite, protect his image as anti-establishment. Musk's motive is to position himself as an independent or anti-Trump to secure government contracts or bipartisan support, appeal to moderates or younger voters who distrust Trump, test his own political capital for future ambitions, cabinet role, future run. Well, he can't run for president, right? Run for governor. Controlled opposition. So narrative shaping, right? So by creating a controlled conflict, they can shape how key stories are told. Musk can attack Trump just enough to look independent, but not enough to lose Trump voters on X. Trump can attack Musk to look anti-tech elite, but still benefit from attention driven by Musk's platform. This creates a choose your fighter illusion while keeping the audience within their ecosystem. And then there's business leverage, right? So Musk contracts with the government, SpaceX, Starlink, Neuralink. It may require softening ties with controversial figures. Makes sense. That one makes a lot of sense to me. You know, there's people who are pretty much like in a lot more control of the subsidies that it's not Tesla he cares about. He doesn't need the subsidies for Tesla. He needs them for SpaceX, Starlink, and Neuralink. Absolutely. And that's what he's worried about. And so you can throw out this thing. You don't want it for Tesla. You don't care. You don't care about subsidies. Tesla's good without it. But it's not Tesla you're worried about. That's the redirect right there. That makes sense. Trump's need for a villain. Big tech, media elites. It makes Musk a convenient foil, especially if Musk was once an ally. This isn't just drama. It can influence stock prices, platform loyalty, and billion-dollar deals. It can. Yeah, and if it's not real, it's just weird. Very snaky. It's actually better. I don't know. Like, I just wouldn't go this route. But I guess the stakes are high, so you'd be willing to do whatever it takes, right? And so I want to see people's reactions. I want to see is Elon winning liberals over? Because it feels like they were like testing the waters at first, and then they're like, all right, let's just do it. Let's beef now that we're not working together. You know who I want to see react to this? What's his name? Hasanabi?
You see West Executive Drive. That's the driveway between the White House and the old executive office building. There is a Tesla there that President Trump bought during a Tesla demo on the South Lawn a few months ago to try to help Elon Musk's business while it was being vandalized. We're told that Tesla, still sitting there, the red Tesla with Florida tags.
So what's going to happen? Are the Republicans also going to start vandalizing Teslas? As they said, it was real terrorism. This is a really funny moment where like Elon Musk's idiotic allegiance with the Trump administration caused the last batch of the Tesla drivers, who were all liberals, to basically despise him, with the hopes that like maybe he would be able to pick up a new market of Tesla buyers that never actually came, in the form of Republicans and MAGA Trump supporters. Now all of those guys also hate Tesla. He's just eating it from both angles. It's pretty funny because like, remember those images of middle-class suburban Hitlerites driving to Tesla dealerships and like putting their massive F-250 lifted pickup trucks outside of Tesla dealerships to like defend Tesla? What are they going to do now? They're going to drive there again and just roll coal outside of the Tesla dealerships now?
The lowest blows yesterday came from Elon. He said, without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. And then he wrote, time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. The president, of course, said that Musk had been wearing thin and he was asked to leave. And the president offered up the idea that the fastest way to save money would be to cancel Musk's government contracts. Musk then wrote, in light of the president's statement about
partisan, that it does.
What is Elon going to do? Is our George Soros Barack Obama?
That hat is wild.
And
what? Wait, what? Hey, yo, what? Wait, what? He's not wrong. Wait, I'm sorry. I just got whiplash. What? I say that. That's my job. Why is he saying that? Oh my God. Republicans are so polarized already. They're so partisan that it doesn't matter. You can just invoke the name of George Soros, but as a positive, and invoke the name of Obama, but as a positive. That's crazy. That's my take. I say Donald Trump is the white man's Barack Obama. I'm the one who says, look at these guys who constantly complain about.
Yeah, I don't, it's getting attention, but I don't know that it's winning people over.
Beyond sort of the dollars and cents, as we've been talking about with these astronaut missions, it's SpaceX that has been allowing NASA to do some of its highest profile operations.
When NASA says it's safe to fly on a SpaceX rocket, the world will follow. The governments, industries, anyone will say, if it's good enough for NASA, it's good enough for us.
SpaceX recently had to step in when another NASA contractor, Boeing, was unable to bring back 2 astronauts from the ISS.
The fact that SpaceX was tapped by NASA last summer to bring those 2 astronauts back to Earth, NASA did not want Boeing to sort of finish that job, shows how comfortable NASA is or has gotten over the years with using SpaceX and the trust that the agency has that the vehicle and the operational side of it works and can be safe. It also very much did highlight the dependence NASA has on SpaceX for this particular operation.
Between Starlink flights and missions for outside customers, SpaceX carried out nearly double the amount of launches than the next 3 most active companies combined.
That is like a huge ongoing business and something that SpaceX is expected to be doing for years to come.
Agencies also contract SpaceX for its own satellites, its growing and strategically important Starlink system.
You see sort of Starlink popping up in everything from military bases or government agencies needing some kind of satellite internet solution.
One of the most notable contracts is one to provide Starlink to Ukraine.
A lot of military officials who are thinking about the future of war have been obsessed, have been really interested in how the Ukrainians have used Starlink. That experience in that conflict zone has created just a lot of awareness at the Pentagon and frankly in governments around the world about the need for fast, reliable, secure communications in conflict areas.
Starlink is also a big revenue generator for SpaceX outside of the government. Quilty Space, a consulting firm, estimated that Starlink revenue is set to grow to $12.3 billion this year.
Starlink has provided a very significant revenue source for SpaceX that isn't dependent on government contracts and the budget cycles in Washington and all the rest.
SpaceX has a number of important future projects with the U.S. government lined up.
SpaceX, because they've been successful, have been built into the ecosystem and the architectures of future missions for both NASA and also the Department of Defense and other spacefaring agencies. So a lot of the U.S. government is dependent upon SpaceX for their very good vehicles.
It's not just responsible for shuttling people and supplies to the ISS. It was also selected to deorbit the station at the end of its operational life in 2030. And in April 2025, the company was awarded almost $6 billion from the Department of Defense for future satellite launches. SpaceX also submitted a proposal for Trump's Golden Dome, a missile defense shield that combines ground-based interceptors with satellites.
A lot of people I've talked to believe that SpaceX will have to be involved one way or the other in that because it has the most launch capacity. And of course, it's also developing a huge new vehicle that could potentially be involved in the future.
So with all of this, what does it mean for SpaceX and NASA in Musk and Trump's potential divorce?
Getting more competition is probably the biggest answer. Elon himself says he wants competition. Unfortunately, SpaceX is so far ahead in so many areas that will take years.
NASA experts think that a full breakup is unlikely.
SpaceX, Elon have every incentive to do this work. It's all supports what his long-term vision is, as stated, to colonize Mars and make life interplanetary, make humanity interplanetary.
Ideally, we can take anyone who wants to go to Mars. We can take to Mars.
A NASA spokesperson said in a statement that NASA will continue to execute upon the president's vision for the future of space, and that they will continue to work with industry partners to ensure the president's objectives in space are met.
Yeah, I don't. Trump ain't gonna lose no money on that. But I think there's definitely something weird's going on, and I don't like it. I don't like it.